Raging Gale by James Ryan. Read by the author. Part the 14th. The Surge upon the Deck. Despite Hope's fears, the Raging Gale continued to turn to port, coming around to where her bow was now bearing down on the Flyet's stern. More of the Gale's crew made their way forward, forcing their way between those already there with hooked ropes and blunderbusses. As the two vessels came alongside each other, the men with blunderbusses fired on the Dutch ship. Angry loud swarms of death blackened the deck of the Flyet. Anyone who was still on deck and not wounded by the cannons was not spared the new assault. With no more opposition on deck, the grapplers brought the ships closer. With skill that came from doing this many times before, the port side of the Raging Gale drew tight against her prey's starboard, the grapplers holding fast as the rest of the crew swarmed aboard. The pirates' cries were more like dogs going after game than men going for treasure. Hope could not help but shudder at the sound. Nor could she avoid being caught up in the crowd that surged onto the other vessel. Unable to stop these men so she could pass, she went with the crowd as it claimed its prize, and found herself on the deck of the Dutch ship. Thoughts raced through Hope's mind. Could she turn finding herself aboard the assaulted Dutch Flyet to her advantage, she wondered. Perhaps the Dutch would repulse the pirates, and she could find some way to stay aboard with them. Surely they would be willing to see her back on her way home. Alas, the ideas were dying as gruesomely as the Dutch crew who were trying to fight off the pirates. The pirates fought like demons, as they hacked limbs and skewered torsos of every man they encountered. Cries of pain filled the air as the pirates brought suffering to any man who would stand against them. Hope moved with the surging crowd onto the Flyet's deck, the pirates around her slaughtering anyone within reach. She felt the warmth of Dutch blood flow through her clothes onto her skin, though she could barely look down to see how her body was now colored red from the wounds of the dying. "No quota! No quota!" yelled Osai, as the pirates swarmed the deck. The fire in his eyes scared Hope as she saw him urge man after man onward to engage in slaughter. Such deep violence in an individual seemed so against all she knew as she watched him sending men over. A loud blast and a great cry came up as the Flyet's cabin door burst open, and Dutchmen with muskets volleyed into the pirates. Blood from felled pirates splattered Hope as the Dutch gave their own surge. "Ginquat! Ginquat!" A man in their midst shouted, as those around him readied their swords to meet the pirates in hand-to-hand. As terrible as Osai's eyes had been, the gaze and look of the Dutch captains was worse. Hope found herself in a small clear space between the pirates and the Dutch. Most certainly, she felt that in the rage of killing that both were capable of when advanced, she would fall to their blind fury with only casual consideration. Thank you for taking this moment with me. If you want to keep up with new chapters as they get posted, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications for when pieces go up.